Toddy, welcome to our session. All right, so
Thank you.
today's topic with Toddy and I, if you don't already follow us on Instagram, you can find me at Aveda Brenda and you can find Toddy at Toddy the Educator. All right, so here's the deal. Today's topic is going to be all around damage. So Toddy, this is what an untreated damaged hair looks like. So as you can see, there's some frays that are happening. We say roofs on the shingle are kind of like tilted up. So here's a couple of facts around what we know about damaged hair. Well, first we know that it's number 2 hair care benefit the guests are looking for. And 49% of our existing guests cite damage as their primary concern. So 49%. What we also know, and millennials do get a bad rap a lot of the times, that 58% of millennials cite damage as their primary concern. Hattie, what are some reasons why millennials would have some damage?
Oh my God. Well, we're lifting our hair. We're going blonde, blonde, blonde. That's one. We're also having a blast with heat tools. We're blow drying and then we're straightening and then we're wanding all in one sitting. We're doing a lot to our hair because we love it and we want to look fabulous in real life and on the gram.
IRL. So TikTok, Instagram could also be reasons for damage, especially when guests are looking for that transformation overnight. And I love that you said that, Toddy. Like, you know, we need to think about what are our guests doing that could be causing damage. And what we know is that there are many different causes of damage. So here are some call outs that we have. There are 4 different types of damage. And so just basically by waking up in the morning and living, your hair could be damaged somehow. So there's physical damage, there's chemical damage, there's environmental damage, and then there's also heat damage. Toddy and I like to chuckle when we're in consultations with guests and we're like, do you heat style your hair? And the guest is like, no. And I'm like, wait, you just told me that you blow dry. Or you're, asking your guest to tell you about their heat styling or whatever. And they're like, yeah, I don't heat style. I let my hair air dry and then I hit it with a flat iron or I hit it with a curling wand. Well, you have to use something on your hair that's going to protect it. And then you may also need something on your hair that's going to repair it if it is damaged. So let's watch our amazing promo video for our solution at Aveda, high performing botanical repair.
I didn't believe it. I was so astonished by the data.
Think about a group of people all crossing hands. They're just really hard to break apart. That's how our technology works inside the hair. Bond building can be done with synthetic ingredients, but ours is plant-powered. We believe in the power of nature.
Plant-powered.
I didn't.
All right, so let's meet the replenished line. So what we have in the replenished line is a shampoo and a conditioner. We have 2 options for rinse out or treatment masks. We have one in light, and then we have another option, which is rich. We'll go into the difference between the 2. And then we also have a leave-in conditioner options. So you may have seen in the video that when we talk about botanical repair, it's all about instantly strengthening and repairing the hair. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that 3-layer hair repair technology that we did with plants. It leaves the hair visibly healthier, softer, and shinier after just one use. We know that consumers want instant gratification, so we have delivered there. In the video, you also saw that it talks about multiplying bonds. We do go all the way down to the inner cortex for strengthening and repairing the hair. And of course, it's for all hair types and textures, and it's going to be great for color treated hair as well as chemically processed. So it's all been tested on people to be proven. Now, a couple of the other call outs: sulfate-free cleanser. It's silicone-free, which a lot of consumers really want a silicone-free option. And of course, our promise at Avega, Beta, vegan and cruelty-free. So Tade, and 94% naturally derived. How about we go through what that all means and what ingredients actually function to give us that?
So Brenda, in that video, it said something to the effect of a leader in the industry. We're doing something that no one else is doing. And so, yeah, what I wanted to do is go through the technology, some of those ingredients that are effective, what part of the hair we're touching, and then those overall benefits. So this is going to be information. This is for like the ingredient nerds among us, those of us that want to know just a little more. So if we look at the innermost part of the hair, the cortex, what we know is that we are using plant-powered and bond-multiplying molecules. You guys, they're made from corn-derived sugar. Get out of here. So cool. And then essentially what this does is it creates bonds deep within the cortex of the hair, just as you saw on that video, and it strengthens from the inside out. Simply made with corn. Now, as we move out from the hair, we see the cuticle. And what we know is that we are affecting that cuticle by using avocados. We're talking green tea, a new ingredient that we're using named sacha inchi, one of my faves. These are all going to affect the cuticle. They smooth that cuticle down, preventing damage, detangling. And then the last bit, now the F layer. This is one that was new to me. Now, what we've done is we've used corn, again, loving that corn, and coconut, and we're mimicking the F layer of the hair. Now, what this is doing, it's creating a protection around the hair, protecting against humidity, protecting against water that could make the hair more fragile. So what you can see here is with natural ingredients, we're multiplying bonds. We're smoothing the cuticle, and then we're protecting the hair from the inside out.
Sounds like a winning combination to me. All right, so now let's look at our different options. So what we have is two options for these rinse out treatments. Now, what you need to know about rinse out treatments is that some brands call them masks. So in your consultation, you might be specific in asking your guest what mask, leave-in, or rinse out that they're using at home. So the two options that we have, so both of them have the same benefits, whether it's the light or the rich, but they're two different options because we know at Aveda, we are very customizable with our home care as well as our products. So it instantly strengthens the hair and builds bonds for deep repair with the power of plants. I also want to call out that it really does leave the hair soft and smooth with that luxurious slip. And it's very important, especially guests with finer hair, that it's formulated for weightless conditioning. So it's not going to weigh the hair down at all. So the option of light is going to feature luxurious silken cream textures formulated from weightless conditioning. And it's going to be for guests with fine to medium hair. For our rich option, it's going to feature sumptuous buttery cream textures with added butters. And this formula contains 2 times more plant lipids for rich conditioning. So one of the things that your guests really need to know about these is that because Aveda is very mindful about water waste, we can use these in the shower. So shampoo and rinse. You do not need to use your regular conditioner. You would use these in place of your conditioner. So shampoo and rinse, and then choose one of these. You only need to leave these in 2 to 5 minutes. That's it. So 2 to 5 minutes, and then they get rinsed out. So the rich would be for guests with all textures, so straight, wavy, curly, coily, but the guest is going to have medium to thick diameter of each individual hair strand. So again, we can recommend these to our guests to fit their lifestyle and also to help with some self-care at home. Now we have two different options for our professional treatments. And while we know that you may be watching this and live in different regions, it's just a suggested price. So if you were to offer your guest the treatment, just like our botanical therapy treatment was, you would use step number 2 in the little applicator bottle. So 10 milliliters is one application. You would shampoo the hair, you would rinse it, then you would spray this into the hair, detangle it, work it in. Then you would choose step number 3, which is going to be light or rich. So I hope that you're having a connection with light and rich for home care, because this is going to easily transition you into being able to recommend home care after the guest gets the professional treatment today. Now, the color treatment, and you can check in with your color specialist, but the color treatment, you would spray in number 1. That is going to be your equalizing primer alternative to the equalizing solution. So you would spray that in prior to a color service. Then you could actually put number 2 inside of your hair color. After the color service is done, you would shampoo with your Botanical Repair shampoo, rinse it out, and then you would only layer on step 3, light or rich, depending on the guest hair. So Toddy, let's start to make that connection. If your guest chooses to get a professional treatment today, you can easily transition them in today. You know, today we're performing a botanical therapy or botanical repair treatment. We do have a home care mask that aligns will give you those benefits to keep your hair long lasting in between your appointments. Love that. Got to make a connection with what's going to happen in salon to maintain it at home in between.
Well, absolutely, Brenda. And I love that you just simply called out the steps of both of those treatments and called out that it's not only for color guests. This is also for guests who are looking to improve their hair, whether they're going from a 9 really good to a 10, they're going from a 3 to an 8, or maintaining their beautifully healthy hair. We can still offer this to every guest.
Yeah. Healthy hair is in, right? Okay. So Toddy, if I get this treatment, how much stronger will my hair be?
Really strong. In fact, 5 times stronger after one treatment.
After one treatment, 5 times stronger. Wow. Plant power.
Amazing.
All right, so let's get into the consultation and recommending home care. And we'll even give you a little bit about how you would recommend a botanical therapy, botanical repair treatment. Keep saying that, Toddy. So sorry. Okay, so let's move into what could be some really great consultation questions to determine if damage would be something that your guest might tell you about their hair. Okay, so we might ask the guest, how frequently do you heat style? And you might need to define that further, as we mentioned before. You might give them options like a blow dryer, a flat iron, a curling wand. You could also ask, does your hair break or split? Right? We want to get the guest's perception. What are they thinking? And then you might ask at the ends of your hair, are they rough? Are they thinner or lighter than the rest of your strands? What other question might you add in here, Toddy?
Well, as you mentioned in our last little snippet of education, I love a good scale. So I love asking, okay, on a scale, as I mentioned before, on a scale of 1 to 10, tell me how healthy your hair is. Now, say the guest is like, I don't know, you tell me, right? That could happen. That sometimes does happen. We can then move into a test to help them understand the strength of their own hair. But I do love a scale. So, okay, I love, Brenda, that you pushed us into the strengths observation, because here's the thing, friends, this is going to bring you back to beauty school. This is what we were taught to do if we're lifting. If we're concerned at all that we might damage the hair, we do a little strengths test. Here's what Brenda and I are bringing to the table today. This is not only for you to determine the strength of the hair, this is for us to teach the guest so that they can understand their own hair's strength at home. So Brenda, I want to ask you, what could this sound like? What could this look like in a consultation situation?
Okay, so first we always want to start off with the questions because we want to make sure that we're getting what our guest believes about their hair. So I might say, okay, so you gave me a lot of information about your hair and how you're styling it and things that you're using. I'm going to actually perform a test on your hair so that I could see the strength that it has. And that will help for me to determine what route that we go with your service today. Okay, so what you would want to do is isolate a single strand of the guest hair. Like dental floss, you can kind of wrap it around your finger. Now, what we're looking to do is give the hair a gentle pull. What we're looking for is just like a rubber band, is does the hair stretch about a third and bounce back? If it does, that means that it's strong. Now, even if the hair is strong and maybe we're doing a color service, we still could recommend this because Toddy mentioned we might want to just maintain the health of the hair. Okay, so if we pulled on it and it didn't move at all, that would still show us that the hair needs some strength and some repair. If it either broke or it felt like it was so fragile it was going to break, this is where we would make that recommendation. So if we were looking to qualify or disqualify our guests on whether or not this treatment is for them, this really does help to flex your professional muscle through a test. So think about when you go to the doctor and they take your temperature, that is a test. You are a hair doctor. You should be able to test your guest's hair and show them what it is that you're looking for because you're making them part of that process. People help to support what they create. So make them part of that process. So now what might it sound like if we were to offer a treatment? So our solutions formula.
Okay, so you all have probably seen this before, but what we want to do is walk you through what it sounds like, particularly with a guest that might be concerned with damage or in just maintaining the health of their hair. So Brenda, I love that you pulled this up. So you guys follow along with us as I give the solutions formula to Brenda in this structure. Keep your ears peeled for when I start using these words and how I make it my own. Ready? Okay, Brenda, because you shared with me that damage is a primary concern and that you are heat styling regularly, I recommend our Botanical Repair shampoo, conditioner, and leave-in conditioner, which is going to bring in strength. There's actually this really cool technology. It's bond building technology that goes 3 layers into your hair. It's going to bring that strength that I know that you're looking to improve. How does that sound?
That sounds exactly what I need.
Yes. Okay, Brenda, let's talk it out. What were the points, big takeaways of the solutions formula?
Okay, so you gave me what my concern was, and also you pointed out that I am heat styling.
Mm-hmm.
You recommended the shampoo and the conditioner and the leave-in, which fit perfectly with what I have at home. So that was great. And then you gave me what the results were. And I love that you used the word repair and strengthen because that's exactly what it's going to give me.
Absolutely. Now, is everyone going to sound exactly like that? Are you going to use my language? No, definitely not. What we encourage is to make this solutions formula your own and tailored to each guest's and their own concerns.
Yeah. So Toddy, would you say that when we are having our initial consultation and we are recommending a service, that we should lead with the service first and then show them some options for home care a little bit later? Because our goal is that we don't want to overwhelm the guest, right?
You know, Brenda, what I always like to bring to the table is I love to sprinkle in the goods. I'll just sprinkle it in. So perhaps I'm not overwhelming them with, we're going to do a service today. It's got 1, 2, 3 steps. And I'm going to recommend home care. It's a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, a mask. But I have to decide which mask is right for you. And then we're going to pre-book you. Like, that's too much.
I'm overwhelmed.
So rather than that, okay, so I know we talked about strength as an opportunity today. I'm going to do some things in the salon. I'm also going to show you a couple of tricks and recommend a few things to take home. So don't let me forget. That's what it would sound like coming from my mouth.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like that's very authentic. I feel like you're not overwhelming the guests, because we also in the consultation need to go through what we're doing for their technical service, right? So I might even say, like, you know, because Toddy, you mentioned that you're needing some strength back to your hair, and your test showed that you could use a little bit of repairing. Today, as part of your professional service, I recommend that we do the Botanical Repair treatment. It's going to instantly repair your hair by 5 times. And that's a $25 add-on. Does that fit into your beauty budget today?
And I could say, yeah, totally, let's do it. Or I could say, oh, 25 extra dollars? I don't know, Brenda. I don't know.
So then I can just say, okay, Toddy, no worries. We don't have to do that treatment now. If you decide that that's something that you want after your color's done, we could always do it at that time.
Nice job. Exactly.
Customizing.
It's like, I always say this, you guys. I always say water off the duck's back. The guest doesn't want to right now. Totally okay. Still providing them options on other times, spaces, and places. We can provide that for them in the future.
Yeah. And then you can say, like, and I'll even show you the home care treatment that you could use to help keep your hair stronger.
Totally. It's about care for them.
Yep. Which is very on mission for us, isn't it? That word of care, caring for our guests the day of their service, as well as caring for them with their home care. Love it. Okay, so we want to thank you for listening to our session today. Of course, we want for you to DM us on Instagram and let us know what some of your takeaways are. What we are hoping that you took out of this session today is ways that you can communicate with your guests and offer them both home care as well as service recommendations that fit into that repair damage category.
Thanks,
Bye,
friends.
everyone.
See you later.